welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ellie. Today is the start of week 3 of the Vampire Diaries Readathon. I believe I'm about halfway through my prompts. It is coming up for 1 o'clock, I think. This morning I've spent the morning cleaning my library room, and I was making a TikTok of that because I'm trying to be more active on my BookTok account. So I did that, tidied up, and last night I did end up starting a new book. So I'm reading anatomy, and the prompt for this, I believe, is read a book with a historical setting, or it's just something historical. So this book is set in 1817. I've read the prologue and like 3 pages of chapter 1, so I'm not too far into it yet. But it started off with some grave robbers. Yeah, people at the start are like robbing graves so then they can like sell the bodies to make money, and then like doctors buy the bodies so they can like experiment. So it's a little different to what I would normally read. It happened on the TBR for quite some time, and honestly it was the cover that initially drew me to this. Just over 300 pages, so I'm hoping to finish it by tomorrow. So I haven't yet got ready for the day. I'm going out this evening, so I thought I'd get ready before I head out. For the next couple of hours there's nothing I need to do, so I think I might just sit and read. The start of this did really hook me. Like, I was caught off guard by the whole grave robbing thing because I didn't really know anything about this other than the blurb when I picked it up. So yeah, I think it's gonna be something very different to what I'm used to, but I'm liking the setup. So I just started to get ready, and I had a parcel arrive. So I ordered some stuff off Shein. I just absolutely love their dresses. So I've got some holidays coming up, so I ordered some things. So let's open it together. I ordered 2 dresses, a skirt, and a pair of sandals. These are the sandals. My total for all of these, including shipping, was £23, but there were deals on all of these items. So these shoes cost me like £2.97, I think. So yeah, this is what they look like. I don't know how long they're gonna last. They are quite flimsy, but I just wanted something for like if I'm popping to the shops in the summer. Okay, this is a dress. Okay, I got a dress last month and it's exactly the same print, and it did not look the same print in the pictures. And it also looked like it had a stretchy back, but it actually has a zip, and I thought it was stretchy, so I don't know if this is gonna fit me because I only order the stretchy dresses. But it's cute. It's just like short sleeved, and then it has like, I don't know if you can really see, but it has a bit to like tie at the back. I mean, I'll try it on, but I don't think this is gonna fit me, which is a shame. The pattern does look true to the picture online, and it's stretchy, which is what I wanted. Okay, so this is the other dress, if you can see that. So it's like stretchy at the top and then flowy at the bottom. I'm worried about the skirt because the dresses seem quite small for the sizes, although they're the same size as the dress I ordered last month and they fitted fine, so like they should be okay. And again, this looks very different to what it did online. This is so bad. I've never had an issue with Shein with things not looking the same when they arrive, but yeah, this is a skirt. I don't think any of this is going to fit me, and I think they were all on deal, so I can't return them. Okay, so I tried the skirt on and I could get it on, it just wasn't very flattering. So here's one of the dresses. I can get it on. I'm not too sure on how it looks, but I have still got like my leggings on underneath, so I'm gonna get Jamie's opinion. This one I can get on, so maybe I will be able to get the other one on. Second dress, I could get it on, but I can't do it up. So I've got 2 that I can keep. Anyway, I've got about an hour now before I have to start thinking about leaving, so I still haven't read anything today, so now I'm going to try and dedicate the next hour to reading some more of anatomy because I feel like today has really got away with me. It is Thursday and I ended up DNFing anatomy yesterday, and then I picked up another book which I got out from the library, and I've ended up DNFing that. I think where I've read so much, I put myself in a slump, and I was just not really happy with like how these reading vlogs are going as well. So you don't actually have to read the prompts to take part in the readathon. You still get points for reading books even if they don't hit all of the prompts. So I'm thinking now for the rest of the month I might just read what I want to read, because I can still take part and I can still get points even if the books don't fit the prompt, because I'm feeling very limited now and getting towards the end of the TBR. So I think I might leave it a couple of hours. I'm currently sat watching some booktube videos and then I'm going out for dinner tonight, so I might not pick a book up until this evening, just give myself a few hours break to kind of think about the kind of book that I want to read next. But it's not going so well. It's Saturday. I didn't film anything yesterday because I think I've decided I'm gonna put weeks 3 and 4 together in just one vlog. I feel like I'm not really doing much other than talking about the books, which I know is like the point of reading vlogs, but I feel like they're not interesting enough, so I think I'm going to combine the last 2 weeks into one. We'll see. I am currently reading You Said I Was Your Favourite by Monica Murphy. I can't remember if I mentioned that the last time I vlogged. I am on chapter 20 and I am really liking this. Actually, I have a love-hate relationship with the Lancaster Prep series, so I loved A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. Then I read, sorry I'm looking at the titles on the back of the book, I read Things I Wanted to Say and Promises You Meant to Keep, and I didn't like either of them, so I'd already bought You Said I Was Your Favourite, so it was going to be like the last chance, and if I didn't like this I was just gonna not pick up any more of the series, because there are a lot of books coming out within the Lancaster Prep world and I'm actually really liking this one. So I've had 2 that I liked, 2 that I didn't like, so I might see if I can get the rest of the books out from the library instead of buying them, just because there's a chance I'm not going to enjoy the other books. Yeah, this morning I went for a walk along the seafront with Jamie and I didn't film anything. I probably should have, but I just wasn't really like thinking about it. And then I was considering just not posting week 3, week 4 and just having the 2 reading vlogs, but I want to see this through. I think last time I spoke I said I was just gonna read books for the rest of the month but not necessarily hit the prompt. So there is a prompt that is just to read a romance, so this will fit that prompt, so I am going to get to tick another one off. It is Sunday and last night I finished reading You Said I Was Your Favourite and I ended up rating it 5 stars. I really loved it. So I can't remember how much of it I explained. We follow Arch Lancaster and Daisy. Daisy is the groundskeeper's daughter and she is at Lancaster Prep on a scholarship and they're academic rivals, and at the start he says some things and it really upsets her, and for the first time ever it kind of makes him stop and think, and from that moment he really starts to notice her, and she is very much a perfectionist. She tries her hardest, she wants to be top of the class because she feels that all the other kids at Lancaster Prep, you know, get everything handed to them because they've got rich parents, whereas she has to really work hard to get what she wants, and she just wants to be able to get into a good college and so she can move away, start a new life and not just have the reputation of the scholarship kid who's really quiet with no friends. And yeah, I could really relate to Daisy as a main character, so I think that's why I enjoyed it so much. Another book ticked off the readathon, and then this morning I started my next book, which is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. So I have actually gone back to my TBR. The prompt I'm reading this book for is to read a book with a mystery. I've read the first 2 chapters and so far we've met the main character Sigma, and she can't die. And all of her guardians have died and people think she's cursed. They think she's a witch and that death seems to follow her, but like she can see death. It's really hooked me. I'm really intrigued to see where the story goes, and I've heard so many good reviews about it recently, so I'm really excited. And I feel like the slumpy mood I was in a few days ago has gone, and now I've picked up some really exciting books. It's just excited me to get reading again. It's Monday. I spent my entire morning cleaning the flat, but I also finished Belladonna. I also had a bath this morning, so I listened to an audio because the audiobook of it is actually included in Spotify Premium, so I finished it off on audio. I gave it 4 stars and yeah, I really liked it. I didn't see who ended up being behind everything coming, and like it kept me hooked. I really like the writing style of it, and I do want to pick up the second book, Foxglove, because I want to see where it goes. So I'm on to my next book and I'm reading Wildfire by Hannah Grace. The prompt for this is read a second chance author. So I read Icebreaker when it first came out and I didn't really like it, and I feel that's a very unpopular opinion. I've seen a lot of people who didn't like Icebreaker say they preferred Wildfire, so I was going to give this author a second chance anyway, so I feel this is the perfect book for this prompt. It is about 7 o'clock in the evening and I am DNFing Wildfire. I just took my bookmark out, so I can't remember how far I was in, but last time I updated Goodreads I was 30% in. I don't like the female main character in this, and that's the exact same issue I had with Icebreaker, and I wanted to force myself to keep reading this because my other half bought this for me when he made me a boo basket at Halloween, so like I felt bad for not finishing it, but he just said, well, if you're not liking it, don't read it. So it's my third DNF of the month, I think. I'm not surprised this is a DNF just because I didn't like Icebreaker, and yeah, I think Hannah Grace just isn't an author for me. I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. That book was for the prompt give an author a second chance, and I don't think I have any other books on my shelves that would class for that prompt, because all of the books I have are either authors I've not read from yet or authors that I know I like. So I don't think I'm going to be able to complete that prompt, but I'm going to have a look through, see what prompts I have left, see if I can take any more off. If not, I think I mentioned before, you can still count any books you read towards the readathon, even if they don't match the prompts. You can still get points for what you read, so it might just be a case of reading whatever I feel like for the rest of the month, but I'll let you know. I've looked at the prompts, I've looked at my shelves, and I found My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and LJ Shen, and this was originally on the TBR for this readathon, and I was going to read this for the prompt of read a book with a strong female character, but I ended up reading Tress of the Emerald Sea for it. But I have read a few books by LJ Shen and I haven't really enjoyed any of them. Like, they were enjoyable and they're okay, but I didn't love them. So I was going to pick this up earlier before I picked up Wildfire. I mean, it's not technically a second chance, this might be like the third or fourth chance I'm giving this author, and I don't know if it technically counts because it's by two of them, and I've never read anything by Parker S. Huntington, but yeah, it was on the TBR from the start. I'm just going to be reading it for another prompt, so hopefully I have more luck like in this one. It's Tuesday, this is a very awkward angle. I had an appointment and a phone call this morning, but now I'm out with my mum and we're about to go for a walk along the seafront, so I'll try and film something so this vlog isn't just me sat chatting. We had a little wander along the seafront, and then there was also some charity shops, and there was actually some quite good books in some of them, but I only picked up one, which was The Catch by Amy Lee. I'd been really wanting this, and it was £5 in the works, but in the charity shops it was £1.25. There is a slight mark on the page, but the rest of it looks in really good condition, so I was really excited to find that. And then also whilst I was out, we went in New Look and they had a bit of a sale on, so my mum got me these scrunchies, which I thought were really cute. I'm definitely not going to finish my current read by the end of today. I read another chapter this morning, so I'm up to chapter 5, and I have mixed feelings about this because it says it's a bully romance, but like they're having an arranged marriage, and I think going into this I didn't realise it was like adult. Like, I thought this was like set in a high school, which is all on me because like I didn't research the book at all. They are like, I think she's 20 or 21 and I think he's in his 30s, so there's a big age gap. I'm just kind of like going off like the darker books at the minute, and like obviously I knew this was going to be dark because of the title. Like at one point I did think I was just going to DNF it, but I'm going to give it a fair chance. I'm going to give it a couple more chapters. Following Dallas and Romeo. So Dallas is from this like town that's really rich, and all of the girls are kind of brought up to be like seen and not heard and to be very proper, and they're all really rich, and they're at this ball and Romeo shows up, and Dallas is engaged to another man. She's been engaged to him since she was born. It's like an arranged marriage between her father and his friend, and Romeo gets her into a situation at this ball that embarrasses her and makes her look like damaged goods. So he's like, now you have to marry me. and he acts like he doesn't like her, so obviously there is some ulterior motives that are going to come out. So I'm assuming the fact that this is a blue romance is going to be like a forced marriage and she's not going to be happy with it, which isn't how I thought this book went. And if I'd known, I might not have picked it up. I think I've got maybe half an hour until Jamie gets home from work, so I am going to try and do some reading before the piece is disturbed. It is the next day and I forgot to end the video last night, so I'm just coming on before I start the final week's vlog. I have decided to DNF My Dark Romeo. I read a little bit more this morning. I'm up to chapter 20, which is page 122, and I'm just, again, like, I'm not invested. It's the same thing as Wildfire. I'm just not really liking the characters, and I did read on a little bit, like I skipped forward a couple more chapters to the middle and then I read a little bit more towards the end just to see if it was like gonna grab my attention, if I was like, oh, I want to know how it got to that point. But even the later chapters didn't really grab me, so I have DNF'd another book. So I don't know what I'm going to read next, but when I start the final week's vlog I will talk through the prompts I have left and books I have left on the TBR. So yeah, we're ending with another DNF, but yeah, I'm sorry this was a very chatty video, but I didn't really do much this week. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week for the final weekly reading vlog of the Vampire Diaries Readathon.